Hi, my name is Joseph Restaino, and I've been studying how COVID has been affecting drag queens. Recently moving to Vegas, it has helped me create more of a personal connection to people within this community. Since I'm also a drag queen and I've been trying to make myself established, I've seen different struggles in different ways. Unemployment has an all-time rise, leaving many professions scrambling to find ways to support themselves. Many performers, especially drag queens, have faced huge impacts in their profession due to the pandemic and the way that the nature of their jobs create high exposure. This new reality has created lasting impact on how drag queens will find ways to get gigs, collect tips, and let alone establish themselves. This makes me wonder how professional drag queens have been faced with struggles also during the pandemic. Being a new queen, I've experienced my own struggles, trying to find gigs and just creating myself in this community. So I was wondering how some of the queens are doing at the most popular clubs and as well as online drag. Starting off with my first interview with Katana.
My name is Katana B. Hilton, St. James. I work at Charlie's Las Vegas every Friday. I've been doing drag for 7 years, professionally for 5, I would say. I moved to Vegas out here like 4 years ago, but I've been at Charlie's for 2 years and it's been great. I love it.
So you've been working with Charlie's as a queen before COVID?
Yes, before COVID and still now, I would say during COVID, because it's not really over the pandemic, you know.
How is the transition going in through like no regulations to complete? Was there ever a shutdown, or did you work completely through it?
Yeah, we actually had a shutdown, and it was crazy because we didn't know what we were gonna do. It just randomly shut down. The whole entire city just completely shut down. We were gooped. Our bar was actually not an essential, so we were quarantined the whole entire time. And yeah, now that we're back and open, we had to adapt to the regulations, having our face masks, staying 6 feet apart, and it's been a crazy journey, but we're being safe.
Having a break with your job, was it hard with money? I know a lot of jobs and places were shut down and people were on unemployment. Was that ever a thing for you or things you knew?
Yeah, so for me, I actually relied most of my money from tips, performing wise, and we would still get our pay from like Charlie's, thankfully, but it was still like not like when I had to file for unemployment, it was still like not enough because our tips weren't really calculated as much, and so girl, it was a struggle. I was struggling. I had to bring money from places. Sold some of my outfits, which I was so devastated about. But I had to do it to live, you know? It's crazy what the pandemic happened.
Do you see online drag as a suitable way to work and still like try to get tips through and stuff?
Yeah, bitch, you could do YouTube, girl. Hello. I mean, that's the source of income, you know? You don't have to be at a bar to do drag, you know? You could be a fashion model. Look at Miss Fame. She turned into a whole model, you know?
Yeah.
It's not always just being at a bar. Drag can take you anywhere you want. Acting, dancing, singing, whatever you want to do, girl. Drag is just an art form. Love that for us. A month before the pandemic, I literally just had become a citizen of the United States. I was here under a working permit visa, and that's how I was like able to be in the United States. But I just got my citizenship literally a month before the whole world shut down, and it makes me think like there's a lot of undocumented people out there that are actually struggling, you know, not getting their unemployment, a stimulus, you know. They didn't get any help, and it's kind of like if I didn't become a citizen, I wouldn't have benefited from any of this,
A common thing I've noticed was a conversion to online platforms. This is something that I've noticed within the drag community as well as today's society, like schooling and businesses. Drag queens are also doing this to adjust to regulations and also have income flowing. This also reminded me of one of my drag queen friends, Laurie Liu, out in New York City, that's been doing online gigs to have a source of income while things are still shut down. Hi, so thank you for joining me. This is Laurie Liu. She is my friend out in New York City, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about her drag experience during COVID.
Hello, I'm Laurie Liu, and I am a drag queen. I'm also a storyteller with Drag Queen Story Hour here in NYC and Mexico.
Supporting yourself and as income and stuff?
Yes, drag was actually a part of my income, and it was normally when you have a pre-booked performance, they book you for, I don't know, sometimes 50 or 100 for the fee of the show. Or if it's like a one-day competition or something like that, you take the tips. Or when you organize anything with another peer, like another drag queen or a group, you normally split all the earnings, like the cover and the tips. Especially for the online shows, when we were doing all these shows on bars and stuff like that, it's the common courtesy that you have to tip your queens. It's always said you always have to go there with one single, at least tip once. If you like it, you tip that. Online, it was a little bit harder because people were like, okay, I'm watching it online, Venmoing $1 or like $5. People were not that encouraged to actually Venmo. So it was a bit harder to encourage our audience to support us or pay even an online show. Since they're opening up, but it's been a little bit tough, especially with not well-connected drag queens and baby drag queens.
Thank you so much for joining me and everything. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
While things start to change and capacities start to open up, there has been efforts made in the United States to create policies to assist people from the impact that have been affected by COVID. The recession caused by COVID is nowhere near over, but collectively there is ways that everyone can have support. From the $2 trillion COVID relief stimulus bill to drag queens converting to online performances, people are adjusting to find ways to create income. So next time, when you see a drag queen, remember, tip your queens.